Good morning. My name is Donna Marie Collins. I'm the hearing examiner that will be presiding over this morning's zoning hearing. The request is for a special exception, case number SEZ2022-00012. The case name is Mirror Lakes Sales and Information Center. The date is March 29th, 2023. All testimony and evidence that I take during these hearings must be accepted under oath. Therefore, I will administer the oath to everyone in the room who may be speaking on the record or entering exhibits into the record. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony and evidence that you give this morning will be the truth? Thank you. I'm ready to begin.
Always present from the
Oh,
podium,
there.
but
Oh, right. We
anybody
can
else,
sit
yeah,
there.
your team can sit at the table, yeah.
So I'll just go first.
Make sure this works for you. Yes, okay. That just clicks your slides over.
Okay. Good morning. My name is Sandra Zumpano. I reside at 1560 Lakeview Circle, Coral Springs, Florida, 33071. I am representing the property owner and the applicant, LGI Homes, Florida, LLC. We are kindly requesting your approval for a special exception for a model home on the property located at 823 and 825 Yellowbird Drive in Fort Myers, Florida. Here's a little slide of the location of the site. The property is approximately 0.65 acres, generally located at the northeast corner of Yellowbird Drive and Blackstone Drive, and it is currently vacant. Water service is provided by Florida Governmental Utility Authority, and sewer will be provided via septic, private septic. The special exception is being requested to construct a model home which will be a future single-family residence to be used as a sales and information center. Sorry, like this is the existing condition slide. It's 0.65 acres currently vacant, and I have a few slides also here just for, some views from Yellowbird Drive looking northeast, Yellowbird Drive looking northwest. Again, from Blackstone Drive southeast and Blackstone Drive northeast. Here's the applicant's request, a special exception to construct a model home, which eventually will be a single-family residence, and at the moment is to be used as a sales and information center on Lot 2, and with associated parking area on Lot 1, and shown in the site plan, which here's the site plan that we are proposing with the temporary sales and information center office with the parking. All buffers requirements have been met. And that's what we have for now. Thank you very much. John, do you want to add something to?
I think you did a great job.
Okay, I have a question. The request is for a model home, which is regulated by Division 24 and 34-1951 at SEC of our Land Development Code. And there is a section 34-1954B that says model homes must be connected to water, sewer, and electricity and must receive a CO as a model home only prior to use as a model. And my concern is that the plan for an on-site septic system does not comply with the code, which requires model homes to be served by sewer.
Correct. So at the moment, there's no sewer availability to the property line. In the past, there was no water availability to the property line, but the applicant extended the water line so we can serve this property. When the model home is not used as a model home and it's converted to a single-family residence, then we will do a change in use, and maybe a septic tank can be used then. Will that be something to consider?
No, the code requires connection to sewer.
Or the model?
Yeah, the model has to be connected to sewer. I mean, because basically it's working as a sales center, right? So there has to be water and sewer service to the sales center.
Okay.
And
So at this moment, there's no sewer lines available to the property line. I do not know the location of the nearest sewer line, so we might have to do an extension. I just don't know how feasible that will be at this moment, just based on the distance.
Okay, well,
Yeah, come on. Go ahead.
okay.
Yeah, then,
Good morning.
Good morning.
Your name for the record, please?
Yeah, my name is John SEZ2022. I'm Acquisitions Manager with LGI Homes. Just to provide a background on the utility situation out there, LGI actually extended water to this entire section of lots in the southwest area. We've purchased about 370 lots south of 82 within the Mirror Lake subdivision. This section here is about, LGI purchased about 140 in this section. And we actually met
South
with-
of the canal, you mean?
Yeah, south of the canal, basically the southwest corner of Mirror Lakes, of the Mirror Lakes Triangle. And we met with FGUA, and we wanted to put in water. As you're probably aware, potable water's not very common throughout Lehigh Acres, but it's something that we wanted to do. LGI actually paid for the water extensions through the section, but in meeting with FGUA, it was determined that gravity sewer would not be feasible out here. So we did have those meetings with FGUA. LGI paid for the extensions. Everything was bonded through FGUA. But we've been here for several years. We think we've really improved the character of the neighborhood of Mirror Lakes with the homes we've built out there. We're in a situation right now where we have a sales center on Lee Boulevard, and it's just not working for us. It's a bit of a hike from there to here, to be honest, for our customers. And it's just a little bit of a challenging location. I mean, we have a neighbor there that is more of a retail alcohol use, and our lease is up actually at the end of July. So we really want to be able to have this information center approved, get our sales going here, and just be in a spot where we can have our traditional model of our information center. And as far as the impact to sewage, I mean, this will be essentially a 4-bedroom home, and it's a home that we're building. It's a home that when we're done selling, we will convert into a home. It's a pretty minimal impact as far as the septic treatment. I mean, we could handle that, but I just wanted to provide that background about the utility situation because as I stated, we had met with FGUA and extended water to the area, but sewer was just something that was deemed to be something that wasn't feasible.
Okay, well, just so that you understand my challenge, I'm bound by the review criteria in the Land Development Code for special exceptions, and one of the criteria I must meet is that the request will be in compliance with the zoning regulations pertaining to the use. And the zoning regulations pertaining to the use of model home require that it be served by water and sewer. So I'm constricted unless zoning can get some kind of letter from the county attorney's office that maybe if you get an advanced treatment on-site septic system, that perhaps could substitute for sewer service, but a straight-up septic tank, that's clearly not what's contemplated by the code, and absent a variance, which you frankly would not qualify for. I'm kind of in a box with this. But that would be my recommendation. If you can perhaps get the county attorney to make some kind of opinion, working with the zoning director, that, this type of system would substitute for sewer, or the code needs to be amended I'm in a box. I can't say, yeah, this isn't gonna, it meets all the other criteria. It's not gonna be injurious to the neighborhood. It's not an area that it makes sense to supply sewer to right now. All these homes are gonna be subject to septic, you know, in the area, you know, you're gonna continue to build. I don't have that flexibility under the code. I have to find that it meets the criteria, which I cannot find right now.
Okay. Yeah, it's a little bit of a curveball to us this morning when we had read the staff report and
Right, well, it's right here in the code, so, which is the first place I go every time I get a request that I have to review. And, like I say, I offer this as a path, a potential path for you. I don't know if it would be successful. If you could get something working in conjunction with the zoning director and the county attorney to make this finding that they can then submit to me and I can consider as meeting the spirit of the code. But absent that, I don't have that flexibility on my own.
okay.
An advanced treatment sewer system, that will be,
Like I say, I can't say, I mean, if they, I know that that is something that is available, and would that meet the standard that the county is trying to achieve in connection with what their standards are with regard to model homes, then I can consider it. I'm not saying that that's the way to go. I'm offering that to you. Septic is not going to work absent an amendment to the code. If they amend the code and say you can serve a model home with septic, then we're off to the races. Because in all other respects, I see that this use is compatible with what's around it. There isn't going to be any injury to, you know, the existing residential. It's going to look like all the homes in the area. You know, it meets all the other criteria, hands down. This is our challenge, though.
okay.
Okay. Certainly, we could
Yeah.
look in, I mean, it's something
Definitely.
we do in other areas.
I can
of the
give
state.
you the opportunity we can continue this case, to allow you the opportunity to pursue this avenue. We can do the case to its conclusion, and I can continue it such that if you're able to get this, we could put it quickly on the record and move on. Or you can withdraw, which probably isn't necessary at this point. I mean, because you still have options available to you.
Yeah, we'd certainly be able to do an enhanced septic system.
And I understand there's a cost associated with it, but it's an alternative to no.
Yeah. We actually, we built another community, the city of Northport requires us to do enhanced septic in certain areas. So it's something we're familiar with, and there is an enhanced cost. But we're certainly willing to do that.
Because if you owned all the lots in the pod, maybe you could do like a package plan or something, but again, you know, we're talking about, you know.
Yeah, we've built quite a few homes out there already. We do have several vacant lots, but
Yeah, I did a site check. I was actually surprised to see how much development has gone on there since the last time I was out that way, which was probably 5+ years, you know.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a community. you know.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we've definitely been a benefit to that area. And just putting in water, you know, as I stated before, potable water is not something that you don't see a lot of builders or developers doing in Lehigh Acres. But, you know, we were able to do that. We saw the value of it because we had water lots on the other side of the canal. There's potential opportunity to do in other areas where we're looking at lots in Lehigh Acres. We'd have to get with FGUA on that, but
Is it within FGUA's franchise area?
yeah.
It's just not within their short-term plan to extend to this area?
I'm not sure. I couldn't really speak to their planning documents on
I
that.
was just trying to find out if the timing would work in any way for you, but
Yeah, I know sewer is not something that's in the plans for the area.
And there's this overarching, sentiment in the Lee plan that says, they want the county to gravitate away from sewer, gravitate away from septic towards sewer to protect the groundwater, et cetera, et cetera. So this requirement kind of fits under that overarching theme that's in the Lee plan. So like I say, your avenues are amend the code or see if this alternative system will meet the criteria as far as the director is concerned.
Yeah, yeah, to put in gravity sewer where there's no existing infrastructure would be a very significant undertaking. I mean, we're talking about digging up all the roadways and really tremendous cost with gravity sewer installation. Yeah, we think we can meet the requirement of, as far as our impact, by doing an enhanced septic system.
The advanced.
We really think that, the intention, we can meet the intention of the code by that, just by the nature of the use. I could see if it was maybe a strip center or something, more intensive use where you would have had, an impact far greater, but in reality, it's a home. It's akin to maybe a large family being in a home.
Right, and I don't dispute that, but I'm bound by the terms of the code, which says models have to be served by sewer. So, unless, short of buying a lot somewhere else and in an area that has sewer and putting your model there, and I understand certainly the benefit of having it in this area where you own all these properties, because you're showing people the property and the home all in one trip, right? That's desired. So I would urge you to do that, to meet with staff and invite the county attorney's office to participate and see what alternatives you may have.
Okay. Yeah, we're happy to do that.
Definitely.
Looks like we would want a continuation.
Of course, yeah, that's,
Okay, I'm going to turn to staff right now and
Okay.
see if they would like to make a presentation, or is it your preference to wait and see the outcome of this? Because either way, I have to bring you back, because that would be considered new evidence. So I can continue to a date certain, or I can just remand it back to staff and the applicant to explore what their options are.
So based on the discussion we've had this morning, and for the record, Anthony Rodriguez, regardless of whether or not the advanced septic system meets the spirit of the code, it seems to be my opinion at least that a variance is still going to be required from that provision of the code, because it's pretty specific in the sense that it requires connection to central sewer. So we would probably at this point request a remand to allow the applicant and staff to get together with the county attorneys, discuss whether or not the advanced septic meets the spirit of the code, and then we'll have to amend the application, the staff report, to include that variance.
Right.
The discussion on that variance.
And keep in mind that this has far-reaching impacts beyond this property.
Sure.
So that has to be evaluated in the context of this request too,
Yes.
the approach that you take. And I will evaluate anything you bring forward, because, my goal is to, if we can make it fit, then that's great. If we can't, then, then there needs to be an alternate course.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. So I will remand this case back to staff. I urge you to, while you're all here together, maybe schedule a time where you can meet, or meet right now, and decide where you want to go, and then we'll get this case back on the schedule as quickly as possible, hopefully. Okay, thank you.
thank you
All
very
right,
much.
thank you so much.
That concludes the hearing.